Hello and welcome to the show. This is the Sales for the Nigerian Business Person podcast. It's available on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple iTunes, or any podcast player of your choice. So subscribe for free. If you're one of those people who is listening over the over a web browser, or you've caught it on YouTube and you're afraid that if you subscribe on Apple iTunes that you're going to have to pay. So you only pay for the music that you listen to on Apple iTunes. But for the podcasts, especially if you catch me on Spotify or Google Podcast, most podcast players, you're going to be listening for free. So today on the show, we're going to look at how to promote yourself in online forums and communities. And we're continuing this discussion from the experience that we had in yesterday's podcast. So, if you listen to yesterday's podcast, you've got the sense that most folks just broadcast their business advertisements when they're in online forums. And yesterday's episode was about trying to figure out if this is an effective way to introduce yourself to network and an effective way to sell. The answer is no. If this is your first time of listening to the show, then after you're done listening to this podcast episode, just listen to the one immediately prior and you'll understand why it's a bad idea. So, instead of sitting down at the keyboard or sitting at your phone the next time that you're one of these sessions, whether it's a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet or a WhatsApp business chat or whatever, instead of sitting down with your thumbs and then getting ready to type your name, your business name, your address, your website, your phone number, list of items for sale, your business shop or location, your payment details, your social media, blah, 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 blah. Because really, if you've been in one of these sessions, that is pretty much what people do. And like I described in yesterday's episode, it just becomes an avalanche. It's a complete wall of text. Just, everybody just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And then if you have 15 people in the forum, just imagine how quickly you're trying to network as you see it, or you're trying to promote your business. Imagine how quickly all that information is going to get lost in this sea of text, because it's a huge block of text. Most people are on their phones, and people are just going to scroll through and nothing eye-catching or memorable. So, if you want to avoid this wall of text that involves you typing out every single thing that I have mentioned just now, then what you should be doing is to create an elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is a short pitch, or a short introduction, or a short promo, or a short advertorial, or a short teaser, or whatever it is that we want to call it, that can be delivered in an elevator ride. That takes a couple of seconds for you to say, but it's long enough to get people interested. The whole idea is this: it's not going to be long enough for you to drone out someone. It's going to have all the relevant information so that if someone hears it and it resonates with the person, then the person knows whether I'm in or I'm not, especially if you put a convincing call to action at the end. The call to action is what you want the other person who you're communicating with to do next. It's a very useful habit to have calls to action when we are dealing with people face to face or whether we're dealing with people online. Because for the average business person trying to expand his or her business, the mistake that they make is they deliver a lot of pitches and they say nothing in return. They say, I have the best, I have the brightest, I have the most important, I have the best in FCT, I have the cheapest, and then they keep quiet and they ask for nothing. And the other person says, okay, thank you very much, I have your flyer, I'll be in touch. Or let me talk to my wife, I'll be in touch. Let me think about it, I'll call you back. When actually, you should be saying, I'm the latest, I'm the greatest, I'm the best. And if you take action now, you'll be able to buy four for the price of two and a half. Are you ready to do that today? Or how many would you like to buy? So that add-on at the end, how many would you like to buy? Hinting at the next step. That's a call to action. So even when we have the elevator pitch, we should have a call to action at the end. Now, some of you might be asking, what's the formula for an elevator pitch? There are lots of formulas for coming up with your elevator pitch. Check YouTube, Google it, listen to podcasts. You will see lots of formulas. But I like simple, everyday approaches that the ordinary man, the ordinary woman can do. And this is an ordinary one. The formula is to say, I do X for Y people, and I give them Z results. Now let's throw in a call to action. DM for inquiries or DM for collaborations. I'm assuming that you're copying and pasting this message at a Zoom or at a WhatsApp business networking session or something. So let's go over the formula again. I do X, that's the benefit, for Y, that's your intended audience, and I give them Z results, DM for inquiries or collaborations. Now, the advantage of this kind of approach is this is something that can be read at a glance. Everybody's own is going to be a wall of text saying, this is my name, this is my business name, I'm based in this place at shop number, blah, blah, blah. Our website is that. This is our phone number. The list of items that we have for sale include 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The business location can be found at this, that. Payment details are through Zenith Bank, this, blah, 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 blah. Follow me on LinkedIn, TikTok, blah, 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 blah. And then they paste. That is very long. I can assure you, most people are not going to catch that, even if they are interested in what it is that you have. But then, if you say, I do X for Y, and give them Z results, send me a private message if you're interested. Copy and paste. That can be read at a glance. That is going to catch a whole lot more eyeballs than the long one. So it can be read at a glance. That's the advantage. Then it also has a simple call to action. Remember, other people are putting way too much stuff. The personal name is there, the business name is there, the phone number is there, the website is there, the address is there, the list of items is there. There are just too many things to do next. But for this one, the call to action is simple. If you're interested, slide in my DM. And that's very easy to do. If it's in WhatsApp, all the person has to do is long press on your message, and the option there will be message privately. Yeah, I think it's message privately. Click on that, and then the person will start up a conversation. A member of the group, how much? Any discount for friends and family? After all, since we're on the group, we're now friends. That kind of thing. And then then the conversation continues. So it can be read at a glance. It's a single call to action. It can be read in small app screens, because if you're using Zoom or what's that one called? The other one, Google Meet, and you're using your tablet, for instance, or your phone, the chat window is very small. So that simple message, I do X for Y people and give them Z results. DM me if you're interested. That will fit in a very small window. They can see it, snapshot, they don't have to slide. So that's easy. So now let's give some concrete examples. Let's say you run a ladies' business networking service. And yes, those services do exist. If you've been listening to the show for a while, you're familiar with the work that I did with Brunch and Bond, ladies' business networking in Abuja. I handled one of their training sessions where we're talking about sales and customer retention, those sorts of things. So let's say you run a similar kind of outfit, ladies business networking, but based in another part of the country, maybe Lagos or... Okay, sorry about that. I had to attend to my son, so I'm back, and you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised to know that I didn't realize you could pause recordings. So I've done over 650 recordings so far. Whenever I had to be interrupted in the past, which was not often, maybe about 5 or 6 times, I would just delete the whole thing and then start all over. But I only just found out recently that you can pause these things. So I paused, attended to him, and now I'm back. So if I remember correctly, the example that we're giving, ladies business networking. So if you're going to introduce it in the WhatsApp chat, in the Zoom chat, in the Microsoft Meet, is it Microsoft Meet chat or is it Google Meet? I can't remember, whichever one. Then what you can say is, I help professional women meet their peers so they can advance their careers. DM me if interested. That is a lot better than saying, my name is Kemi. The business name is Ladies Networking International. We are located at number 15 Alaba Street. The website is ladiesnetworking.com. The phone numbers are 080 blah 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 blah, 080 blah 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 blah, 090 blah blah blah. The services that we also offer include networking, brunching, spas, play dates, stayovers, travel and holiday. Payment details, Zenith Bank, this, that. Follow us on Instagram at this, Twitter at that, and TikTok at that. You can see that this latter one is too long and nobody is going to take action. But if you just say, You just copy and paste this. I help professional women meet their peers so they can advance their careers. DM if interested. A couple of people might slide into your DM if they're interested. And if nobody slides into your DM, then it means nobody was interested. But apart from that, it's just one of the risks that we take in business. But trust me, the shorter one is going to be much more effective. Now, let's say you sell halal meat. And I'm not sure what the unique value proposition for halal meat is. So let me just take a stab at this. So for those of you who are Muslims listening, if I get this wrong, send me a DM. And so you can broaden my understanding. So for halal meat providers, you could say, I help pious Muslims feast joyfully without offending Allah. DM for menu options. You can see that is very short and straight to the point. Now, that is a lot better than saying, my name is Tavishima Ayede. My business name is Best Halal Meat Incorporated Limited. We are located at number 55, Wuse 6 Plaza. The website is www.besthalalmeatintheworld.com. The phone numbers are 080 blah blah blah, 090 blah blah blah, 070 blah blah blah. The items that we have for sale include cow, goat, ram, fish, and scorpion meat. Business, we are located, okay, I've already said that. Payment details at Zenith Bank, account details, blah, 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 blah. Follow us on Instagram at this. Follow us on Twitter at that. Follow us on Threads at this and that at that. This one is just too long. I doubt you're going to be able to get business from that. But if you just put the simple message, I help pious Muslims feast joyfully without offending Allah. DM for many options. Some people might slide into your DM and you might get to do some business. So trust me, this is a more effective way to promote your business when you're in online events. Although if you listen to yesterday's episode, I don't think you should be engaging in this sort of behavior at online events. But if you think you must, you're better off trying to come up with an elevator pitch. This is the basic formula. Copy and paste your elevator pitch. It's a lot better than doing the long thing that everybody else is doing. And if you're at an event, if you're at an event where there are 200 people in attendance, like I was, it really becomes overwhelming for anybody who is trying to scroll through. And I suspect that at a certain point, with everybody just doing copy and paste, I suspect most of the people on the session were just scrolling through everything and looking for the information that I was providing in the chat because I was the host. So this is a much more effective way to promote yourself in online events. I don't recommend that you do it because people who come to online events are there to learn something and maybe to network and not to be advertised to. But if you must do it, then this is the shorter way. So that's all for today, folks. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you hear so far on the podcast and you want daily access to me to ask me questions related to how to sell in your business or how to sell on WhatsApp or online, then the WhatsApp Coaching Club is now open. The investment that is required for you is 5,000 Naira monthly only. You get to ask me anything. I give you answers. I give you assignments to move your business forward. If you're interested, hit me up on the social media, slide into my DM, send me a message saying that you're interested. You can do that to 080-6466-2140. The country code for Nigeria is +234. Also, if you're looking for me on the socials, my social media of choice is LinkedIn, but you can find me anywhere else using my name, Tavishima Ayede. The name, the spelling, the email address, my photo, they're on this website where you're currently listening to this podcast right now, or it's on the profile of the podcast app where you're currently listening to my voice. So don't worry about the spelling of my name. Once you're done, just skip back, see the spelling of my name, and then hunt me down. So if you're trying to start a business and you want capital from savings instead of getting bank loans, then I'm affiliated with a financial institution that has over 504 billion naira in assets. What that means is they're not going broke anytime soon. They're not going to run away with your money. They're a secure organization to work with because they have a lot of money of their own. They're in the business of protecting and guaranteeing your savings because banks don't help you save. They charge you all kinds of fees, miscellaneous fees, and loan sharks want to embarrass you and they want you to drop your family members as a security. So loan sharks, bad idea. Banks, better idea, but you won't get the fullest value for your money. With this organization, on the other hand, your savings are intact and you have a little bit of interest tacked on top of it. So if you're interested, message me on 080-6466 2140 to get started on saving towards your dream. It doesn't have to be saving towards business goals, because any savings plan will do. They have saving plans for education for those of us who have kids and we're getting ready to send them off to secondary school, to university. We start saving towards that. Or for those of us who are much older, because I think at last check, about 18% of the people who listen to this podcast are over the age of, is it 55 or 45? So I guess if you're at that age, it's time to start saving towards retirement as well. So thank you very much for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next episode.